Falcon Zero here, and today we are going to do another game versus game. This one is going to feature ARMS and Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 for the Nintendo Switch. With that underway, let's see if I can entertain you guys for a couple minutes here. With both of these being fighting games, I thought it would be fun to see both of these game strengths and weaknesses. And again, this is my opinion and my opinion only. If you have a different opinion, I would love to know what game you think is better in the comments down below. First, we are going to look at the characters, and getting the pick from the Dragon Ball universe and the ARMS characters, I'm gonna have to give the point to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. But this is also coming from a Dragon Ball Z fan, and you can also make custom characters in Xenoverse 2. It's just so much more than you can do in ARMS, and I can relate a lot more to Dragon Ball Z on this one. Next, we're going to look at the controls for both of these games, and they both have solid controls with the Pro Controller. The Joy-Cons also work with both games with motion controls, and I'm not a huge fan of motion controls, but I do feel like it works a little bit better with ARMS than in Dragon Ball, as when you were playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse, I felt like you had to over-exaggerate the motion controls with the Joy-Cons than you did in ARMS. And I also felt like the Pro Controller was a little bit more accurate with ARMS than I did compared to Dragon Ball Xenoverse. And I also want to touch on the story for both of these games. And ARM really only has one option, is a tournament where you just fight through bots, where in Xenoverse you get to fight through the Dragon Ball timeline and make sure history does not change itself, where I'm not hugely impressed with the story in Dragon Ball Xenoverse, but it did offer you a solid experience, where ARMS I feel like did lack in this department, and that's the biggest weakness in ARMS. I'm going to definitely have to give this one to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. The last one I want to hit on is the fighting style for both of these games, and these both have very different fighting styles. Now, Dragon Ball stays true to its roots as its past installments, and it's a 3D fighting game where you can fly around and fight your opponent, and ARMS gives you something different, like nothing ever really has before. Now, like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, ARMS is also a 3D fighting game, but instead you get to extend your arms when you're fighting your opponent. And you can switch your arms out, giving you different tactics on how you want to go about the fight. Now, this is a very unique and different fighting game on what most fighting games have done in the past. And with that being said, I'm gonna have to give ARMS the point on this one for the fighting style, for coming up with something completely new and a very fun experience. And after all that, after this game versus game, I'm going to have to side with ARMS. I feel this game is a unique fighting game that has something brand new and fun to offer than most fighting games have done in the past, and both of these are great games. I just have to put my pick with ARMS on this one. And again, this is my opinion and my opinion only. Do you guys disagree with me? I would love to know what game you guys think is better in the comments below. I want to read all your guys' comments on this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash that like button there for me and consider subscribing. And as always, everyone of YouTube, show me your moves.